Good morning from Watson Lake.
We should be, we think, on our way to Whitehorse. However, there's a detour we may or may not take, but we're going to let you know.
We're going to see how it goes. So we just had a really good night's sleep here. We actually made one last stop off here at the Signpost Forest on our way out of town because we've wanted to see this thing so many times for so many years. So anyway, follow us along today. We have no idea what's going to bring it, but we're going to run down the Alaskan Highway and see what happens. So for the past hour, we've been headed north out of Watson Lake, and it's been pretty much just trees on each side, semi-flat, not mountainous or anything. So now we round a bend and we can see some mountains off to the north here, and we just went through a little bit of rain, but we just thought, you know, we'll jump out here. They've got, I don't know, about every hour or so, they've got these little pull-outs here where you can, they got trash cans and stuff like that, which is really a good idea because we haven't seen a lot of litter on the highway, so that's been great. But we thought we'd get out here and show you just that we're heading back into the mountains again. Here we are, we're about 15 miles from the Continental Divide, so that's one of my goals is to get over there, but... Your goal is because there's a restaurant there and you're hoping there's a cinnamon bun. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, so we are at, here waiting on, I think we're waiting on a pilot car, so we've just drove, I don't know, maybe the past 5 miles or so on gravel.
Well,
and
on mud.
On mud.
Well, they're
basically
spraying it to keep the dust down. There's no gravel.
So
it's dirt.
We're waiting here on the pilot car. Our experience is we've been through this before. Our experience is
don't turn the van off.
Yeah, don't turn the van off. You guys know that from our previous videos. So we're gonna let the engine run, and we're gonna wait. Usually within 8 or 10 minutes, somebody comes back and picks you up. So. And guides you through the construction zone. So we're gonna sit here and wait, but about 15 more miles we'll be at the Continental Divide and we'll get out. We're here at this turnout because we think we crossed the Continental Divide. They had signs saying it was coming up, but we'd never seen a big sign, you know, depicting that. So look at the mountains behind us. I mean, they're just amazing. And the weather's changing a little bit because of elevation. It's a little bit cooler here, but man, this drive is out of this world. Now that we're out of the construction zone and you're not fighting the muddy roads. Take a look at this.
Do you see this road? It's jittering every part of my body. I'm gonna need a chiropractor when I get home. I can't imagine what the back of this trailer is going to look like. Oh my word. Here at this overlook, and as you can see over our shoulder is Atlin
in the
Yukon, right? And we have traveled.
The thing is
we
been
keep going in
and out of the Yukon and the BC, so we're not quite. I think this is the Yukon. Yes.
So from Watson Lake, how far have we come?
176 miles without seeing one gas station.
Well, we've seen them. We saw 4 of them. Yeah, they're closed.
They're closed. I mean, when I mean closed, it wasn't just closed for the day.
I think COVID took them out. Yeah.
They were out of business.
Yeah,
so.
They're falling down.
It's a good thing I topped off there because...
Don't leave Watson Lake without a full tank of gas.
So, hey, we're going to head on down the hill here. We just had to stop and show you the lake. It's a beautiful overlook.
And the sun is beautiful.
We got to go get some gasoline. We're here pumping. You know, I said at the very beginning, I was telling Nancy, I said at the very beginning of this trip, I'm not going to video gas prices or complain about them, but it's really hard. So basically I'm at $2.07 a liter right now, and we've gone 170, I think I told you up there on the hill, I think I told you 176 miles so far today, where I filled up at Watson Lake. So I'm topping off here right now. I'll get back with you in a second and let you know what the final total is here. All right, here you go. Here's the final damages here. $103.96 for 50 liters. Ouch. That of course there's a little bit of I gain a little bit here because of conversion rate. Let me go in and pay, and I'll convert things out for you here, but ouch, that smarts. This will be the last complaint I have about gas prices, considering when we started planning this journey maybe over a year ago, and we decided to do it, the gas prices have more than doubled since then. So yeah, it's putting a little damper on our budget, but you know, we're not going to stay home and not do it because of that. But all right, I got to run in and pay, because they do it on the honor system here. You just pump and then you go in and pay when you're done. So let's go in there.
I just got gas, and in Canadian it was $103.96. So convert that to US, it's $82.30. So it's $6.23 a gallon. That's not too bad.
That's smart.
It looks better.
It's actually not. That's not the highest we've paid. So
no, but it makes you feel better if you don't think of it in liters and you see the $1.78 a gallon. It makes you feel better.
And because the U.S. dollar is strong against the Canadian dollar,
yes, that helps
we're
us.
Gaining a little bit. So I think it's approximately 80 cents to the dollar. So we're gaining a little bit, but it's still expensive. We've paid $7 on this trip at one place.
Actually, it was $8.
Was it $8? Yeah. I mean, it was out in the middle of no place. So listen, I'm not going to be sniveling about gas prices on this thing,
but pay it and shut up.
We're going to pay it and move on. But you know, I know some people have asked and are wondering about it. So there it is. There you have it. I probably won't mention it again unless it just really skyrockets some more. But that's
he'll mention it again.
So you know, one of the things about the van is the van is you know, it's a grocery getter. It was set up for moms to go pick up soccer kids and stuff like that. So it doesn't have a big gas tank in it. So we have to just keep an eye on the gas. Gas is fine on the Alaskan highway. It's just that you can't pass up a gas station when you're driving a van like this.
No,
so
I don't think anything can pass a gas station.
Yeah, we have not been in any danger.
No.
We have 2 gallons in a can in the back of the trailer if we need to. Okay, we're getting back on the road here. I was rambling a little bit, but just wanted to explain that to you.
The lake above us, I forget the name of it, it was frozen, but we got down here to Atlin.
That was Atlin Lake.
Atlin Lake was frozen, so we didn't even stop. Well, there wasn't a really good pull out either, but here on the side of Atlin,
No,
Teslin Lake?
no. This is Lake Atlin.
Atlin. I don't know. I'm so confused where I'm
She's
at.
so directionally challenged. It's
I am.
unreal.
Anyway, this one is not frozen, and there was a nice pullout, so we had to show you because the mountains and the clouds reflecting in this water is just amazing.
So what we decided to do is just a few miles up the road is the Alaskan Highway, and 7 shoots off down here, this little town called Atlin. We heard it's really cute, but we also heard that it may be closed. So we're kind of winging it here, and we're going to run down here. It's 36 miles off of the Alaskan Highway. We're going to run down here and see. But hey, so far the view and the scenic drive is great. Oh wow, there is nothing like this. This is awesome. So this is Lake Atlin, and we're going down 7 to the small town of Atlin. Like I said, we don't know if anything's even open down there, but if not, it's okay because this road is, oh man, it's one of the most, I mean, it's one of the best drives we've had here for a while. So I got a tip from a guy in Fort Nelson that this was a great road and I shouldn't pass it by. And man, I'm really glad. I mean, if it's going nowhere, I don't really care because this is awesome. Take a look at this lake. Half of it's still frozen and kind of slushy a little bit, but part of it is still open. Explain something to you. So as you're going down the road, there's all these frost heaves, and what they do is
when you see orange, pay attention.
Pay attention because it's not just a subtle warning. I mean, sometimes these could send you through the roof if you hit them pretty hard. So anyway, I always slow down really good, and then I get through the area. Look at this. Right over there, the side is
oh my word,
a moose. Yeah. So double.
Oh, he doesn't like Astro vans.
Oh, he went off into the woods. But anyway, when you see those red signs like that, you got to make sure you slow down.
Here's a spot here.
Here's a spot they don't have marked, but it's crazy. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth between BC and the Yukon. As you can see, this road, we're back in the Yukon. So we're just crossing state lines here, back and forth. So now we're back in the Yukon, which I mean is another just desolate Providence. But
we've been down to the little town of Atlin.
Right, we've been down there and looking around. So the town of Atlin is about 50 miles off of the Alaskan Highway, so you got to go down there. But the views are beautiful. It's just an old fishing village, and so we're glad we drove down there. It's just a few hours round trip for us, and we'll be back up on the. But we got 25 more miles to go when we back up on the Alaskan Highway.
When we go to national parks, we usually start at the visitor center. So here in Whitehorse, we came to the visitor center because you got to have information. You got to know where you're going. So I think we're set.
So one of the things they did is they allowed us to park for free at the visitor center. So we got our handy dandy map, and they gave us a guide of the costs of different things. So we're gonna do that, but first of all, we gotta hit the quilt shop for Nancy.
I'm a Jimmy Stewart buff. So he did 2 movies, The Far Country and Bend in the River. And in those featured the Klondike. And we are in White Horse in the Yukon and standing at the Klondike. They moved it down here in '67, I believe they said. They actually pulled it down Main Street to get to this spot because it could not be floated, and there was a bridge that it couldn't go under. So anyway, we've just been looking around. You can't go on board because, well, it is really old. It was built in 1920 something. I don't know. Anyway, so here we are looking at the Klondike, and I wanted to stop here because of the 2 movies that I saw Jimmy Stewart in that featured the Klondike.
Today is the first day of tours, so they're training new tour guides, and so we actually got a free tour, so that worked out pretty good. The movie was very informative. So between here and Dawson, going upriver, it would take, they would have to stop every 50 miles, they said, and load up with wood. And it would
a day and a half.
Yeah, it took a day and a half to get up the river, about 36 hours or something like that.
Right.
The thing that struck me was that the guy feeding the boiler had to throw a piece of wood in the boiler every 30 seconds.
Right. But to get from Whitehorse to Dawson, it took a day and a half, correct?
Right, right.
And then from Dawson back to here was 4 days.
So what they would do is, in the summertime, when the days were longer, they could run 24 hours straight. In the winter, when it started getting cooler or less light, they had to shorten their days up a little bit. But it's just very interesting. It was important because the ships would come in down in Skagway, and then they had built a rail line up here to the Yukon, and they could then get stuff up to Dawson City for the mining camps, and everything was going on. This thing actually sunk in what year did they say this sunk? Anyway, we forget.
I think 30.
In the 30s, it sunk.
36 or 38.
It sunk, and what they done was they rebuilt the bottom.
Right.
But the top half was above water, so they picked the top half off and put it on a new bottom.
So it's Klondike 1 and 2 together.
Yeah, so it's a hybrid.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hey, take a look at this thing. It's pretty interesting stuff, and I'm so glad they preserved it. If you see there is Skagway, where the ships could come in, and then they built a rail line up to Carcass and to Whitehorse, where we are right now, and then they could go up the Yukon from there. You can see there's the line between British Columbia and the Yukon, and if you remember, not too long ago, Nancy and I were down at Atlin Lake, so that was all part of this whole waterway system here, that little town of Atlin that we went to. It's interesting how they did all this and put this all together. Quite a lot of ingenuity to do it. They had a spot, they showed in the movie, they had a spot in the lake up here or in the river, where the river cuts through these small cuts here, and the current was so strong they had a cable, and they actually winched the boat through, and to get up to keep going, so because the thing couldn't power itself. So yep, pretty cool. Hey, I want to show you something that we got over here. They have a restoration project going on here on site. Sometimes there was so much cargo that what they wanted to do was increase the ship's capacity, so they'd push a barge. Now this barge came from Lake Atlin, but they brought it up here, and they're doing a restoration just to show what a barge looked like that they could push with the Klondike or any other stern wheeler. So the boat could only operate about 7 months out of the year, so when it wasn't in operation, they would actually put these greased like skids on it, and they would use some horses and a winch, and they would actually drag it up on the bank. They drag all the ships out there, so it could only operate about 7 months out of the year. Just think of all the effort it went through just to operate the boat for just a short period of time.
Oh my word, do you see what Ed found me? It's a farmer's market here in Whitehorse. This is amazing, and I've already scouted out. We're gonna get a homemade cinnamon roll for in the morning, and a loaf of bread and some maple butter, which I had gotten on my senior trip, 1978. Really good, been hooked on it ever since. We have to get that.
What did you get, Miss Nancy?
Well, we got strawberry jam. I got a pretzel, a cinnamon bun, or cinnamon roll, and a lemon cranberry soda bread. So this ought to hold us over. We just finished eating that pretzel that we just bought, and boy, was it good. We should have got two, but we shared it. It's a good thing we're sharing things, because everywhere you turn around, there's something good to eat. Yesterday, Ed had an apple strudel that we shared, and that was really good. But now we are going to go in the Canadian Tire. We understand this is the place to go. We see them all over Canada, so we're going to go find out what this is all about.
I am pretty excited about this, and what's funny is pull up in the parking lot of the Canadian Tire. I'm all jazzed up about that. Wait till you see what I'm parked next to. Another dream vehicle I've got that one day I might own, but I want to show you. Look at this, parked right next to me at the Canadian Tire is a Mitsubishi Delica. I've had my eye on, I tell you what, I found one of these in the States last year, and came close to pulling the trigger on it, except for just couldn't justify spending that much money on a toy. But look at this. All right, let's see what all the hoopla la is about. Let's go into Canadian Tire. All right, what are your first impressions of Canadian Tire?
It's huge, and I can't wait. I got a cart just in case. Well, I mean, my purse will ride in there, but you know, just in case. Look at these, we may need these. Oh, catches them.
Fly paper for your hat.
Yeah.
I'd forget that and rub my head.
Bug zapper.
Bug zappers. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Menards, but not, Menards isn't this big.
I enjoyed the store, but I enjoy a lot of stores. I got a toaster because I should have brought our toaster
She's
from
been
home.
missing a toaster. So.
I have.
Hey, I thought it was a little bit like Menards. Nice store. No offense to
I thought it was better than Menards.
No offense to the Canadians, but
I liked it better than Menards.
Pretty cool. So, all right, Harky's having a fit. We gotta get back in this car.